Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and in this video I'll be going over the various discounts and bonuses that are now active in GTA Online as of Thursday the 24th of March 2022. All of these are going to be available for 1 week until Thursday the 31st of March. The podium vehicle this week is the Torero, which can be won by spinning the lucky wheel in the casino. It's in the Sports Classics class and normally sets you back just under $1 million. It's in the A tier for the Sports Classic races, so just off the top pace, and like a lot of Sports Classics, it is an interesting and unique car to own, especially for free. The prize ride this week is the Sentinel XS, which can be won by finishing in the top 5 in 2 pursuit races, then claiming it at the LS Car Meet Slam Truck. It's in the Coupe class and normally costs $60,000. While it's not too difficult to win in comparison to past prize ride requirements, you're also winning something that you can own for nothing if you steal it from the street. So a really weird one to have here, to be honest. I know it's HSW upgradable, but even the Banshee would have been more interesting. The premium race this week is Taking Off, which is an old style lap race at the airport for the Supers class. I haven't checked yet because the races just aren't populating with people, but if you're on the Expanded and Enhanced Edition and it's possible to use HSW cars in the premium race, you're going to want to use the new weaponized Ignis as we saw from the recent lap time testing video. Otherwise, stick with the usual Emirates and Krieger. Also, the regular time trial this week is Sawmill, with the HSW time trial being Del Perro Beach, both of which you can see being completed later in the video alongside the premium race track. The RC time trial is Vespucci Beach this week. In terms of regular vehicle discounts, there's 30% off the Gauntlet, Hellfire, Neon and Reaper. All three of these are fun cars to drive in their own right, but not class leaders by any means for racers. There's also money off a number of tuner cars, including 30% off the RT3000, 25% off the Calico GTF and ZR350, and 20% off the Comet S2. The Calico is the only one that's anywhere close to the top for tuner racers out of that group though. You can of course find out the lap times, top speeds and tiers of all vehicles that I've mentioned here by checking out the playlist and video links in the description and pinned comment. I'd also like to thank Apex Gaming PCs for sponsoring today's video. I've partnered up with Apex to create a custom line of PCs for gaming, streaming and content creation. On my personal page you'll find 3 different PC configurations that cater to a wide variety of use cases, and all 3 can be customized to your own tastes. They're also aptly named the Muscle Car, Sports Car and Supercar. Use the link in the description to head to my custom PC page and use code Bruffy to get 5% off. Other miscellaneous bonuses this week include double money on the new HSW races, in addition to the double down adversary mode and missions from Martin. In terms of my deal of the week, I'll probably give it to the Gauntlet Hellfire. Whilst it won't be winning any regular muscle car races anytime soon, it's a really fun car to drive and thrash around. And now it's time for the news and discussion segment of the video, where I ramble on for a few minutes about something while you watch me complete this week's time trial and showcase the track for the premium race. So, interesting that we saw nothing new this week. We're so used to having drip feed content when we get new DLCs or in this case a new version of the game. And we already know that the Devastate and the Brioso RA are, they've been seen in the PC version of the game to have the ability to be HSW upgraded. Obviously those are the regular versions of the cars. PC doesn't have any of the HSW upgrades, but the same code that was put into the game in a previous update on the Banshee, the Turismo Classic, is also on the Devastate and the Brioso RA. So we know that those are coming at some point. We just don't know when, and I was expecting at least one of them today, to be honest. And we also don't know, because we don't have the PC version or these vehicles on PC, we don't know of any new drip feed vehicles. They might have added them to the game and then they don't, we just can't see them and they're going to release them as normal. But the way that it seems right now, considering we haven't even had existing vehicles become HSW upgraded, it feels like there's going to be no drip feed for this one, and what we get is what we get and there'll be nothing else. I'll keep an eye out obviously for those 2 cars or any new vehicles becoming HSW upgradable, and then I will test them when that happens. But yeah, for this week we didn't get anything. The HSW time trials, by the way, if you are on PS5 or Series X, are worth doing. They're quite easy with one of the better HSW cars, or the Hakucho Drag will be the easiest. Just you can choose whatever you want really, because they're not that difficult, and they get you 250k. So normal time trials are only 100k for doing them. These HSW time trials, as long as you've got an HSW vehicle, 250k straight off. Definitely worth doing for a minute's worth of work. The premium races, I think they really need more doing with the premium races. You know, we've had for so long now the same tracks over and over again, and initially premium races, when they came out, obviously for those who don't know, premium races are set races where everybody in the lobby puts in $20,000 and 100,000 goes to the winner, 30,000 goes to second place, 20,000 goes back to third place. So it's kind of like you're betting on yourself doing well, and they can be a fun way to make money, but they're also just, you know, a fun extra race where catch up and slipstream are turned off by default. Actually no, slipstream is turned on, catch up is turned off, and then non-contact. But for so long we've had the same tracks. When they first came out, we had the stunt races, so premium races were basically all the Rockstar created stunt races. Then they moved on to giving them to the original old tracks like Cutting Corners, Downtown Underground, and those have been fun. It's been great to have those, but there's so many more race types now that I don't know why they don't make premium races into something a bit more. If anything, you know, increase the money aspect of it as well. So maybe you're putting in 40,000, but the winner takes home 200,000 instead, because that hasn't changed, and we've now got much better ways to make money, and with all the inflation and stuff like that. And mix it up a little bit. We've got open wheel races, we've got tuner class races, those street races specifically, HSW races, which are still the old tracks like Cutting Corners, but specifically for HSW cars. But you know, I'd even take the stunt races like we had originally back, just to mix it up. Anything to freshen up premium races a little bit would be good. And yeah, the last thing I wanted to talk about, really, because if anyone hasn't seen it, I talked about the expanded and enhanced versions of the game at length in a discussion video yesterday, one of my old style analysis videos. So I went over everything and gave you my thoughts. I'll leave a link to that in the description if you haven't seen it. But the last thing I wanted to talk about here is just the Sentinel XS. What a weird vehicle to put on the car meet podium to win. And I actually decided to go and win it by finishing in the top. It's so easy to win it because you only need to finish in the top 5 in 2 pursuit races. I'd never done it. I think I'd done 1 pursuit race when they first came out, but I ended up winning both of them that I did today, just because it's not too difficult. I'm amazed that people are still populating tuner races, to be honest. But yeah, I won it just because I wanted to check that it wasn't already HSW upgradable. And it wasn't. It's just a normal Sentinel XS. So why would you go to the effort of trying to win it on the car meet when you can just get it off the street and drive it into your garage and keep it? Like I said, even the Banshee would have been more interesting, because even though it's cheap, it's about $100,000 to buy. At least you can't just take it into your garage off the street. You know, you do actually have to buy it. So really weird one. And one final thing that I didn't know about when I recorded the video yesterday, but it seems like when you sell an HSW car, you don't get half of the money back for all the HSW upgrades that you spent on it. So normally when you buy a car and you add all your upgrades on, turbo, transmission, any modifications to visuals, if you sell that car, you get pretty much half of that money back. For these HSW cars, you still only get half of that money back, but only on the original upgrades. So the amount of money that you spend to upgrade it to an HSW version, all the HSW modifications and turbo and all that kind of stuff, doesn't seem like you get the money back for those things. It's just the base car. So, you know, I thought, okay, well, at least I can maybe make this new Sentinel XS with my free upgrade and sell the old Sentinel XS that I purchased for God knows how much. It was over $1 million, I think, the upgrade, the HSW upgrade to the Sentinel, but doesn't seem like I'm going to get that money back. So I would like Rockstar to fix that as well. Add that to the list of things that I talked about in the previous video. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. I mean, let me know all your thoughts about the things I've talked about in this little discussion segment, and we'll hope that we get some, you know, more HSW upgradable vehicles in the future, specifically the Devestate and the Brioso. We know that it's possible for them to exist, but Rockstar aren't releasing them, and there's no drip feed, so it seems like there's nothing extra going on right now. As usual, I will be back with another video just like this next Thursday, the 31st of March, where we'll go through everything that's changed once again. Feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.